All right, welcome to the live stream. This is my Sunday live stream. I usually try to live stream on Sundays every week. Sometimes I miss, but I'm usually pretty much on schedule. Um, my name's Dan. This is Neomustangs, and this is my Fox Body channel. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I do appreciate everybody who does do that. Doing some housekeeping real quick. We do have a channel membership that you can join if you see people in green chat. If you want to join the membership that supports the channel. And we also have a YouTube merchandise store, which we just got last week. If you're interested in also supporting the channel, we also have some gear for sale. But anyways, today we're going to talk about, like, I know we talked about heads cam intake last week, but, or 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't remember. That's a hot topic, and really, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Heads cam intake can't be done in just one video. Like, there's so many different options to do it, so that's going to be the point of our discussion. We're going to talk about Dad's blue car a little bit. We're going to talk about that video I just hit this past week. Well, see what you guys thought. So make sure you guys are commenting and hammering me with the comments. And then I'm going to take the camera if it doesn't cut out, and I'll go over here and show you what I've done on the old Black Beast back there, my old turbo car. So, what's up, Pat? What's up, Robert? What's up, Soul? Mod Motor, Christian? Guys in green, I appreciate your monthly support to the club channel. I appreciate everybody who watches all the way through. What's up, A Genocide? What's up, Roy? So, well, the weather kind of sucks outside. I'm running OBS. The streaming software, so if you do see a buffer, don't jump out of the channel. I don't have to reset the channel to get it to fire back up. So we might have to go through a little buffering here and there. It's not the best connection right now. You know, Ohio's in like a shit show of snow, so we'll figure it out as we go. How about that? What's up, 2Val? What's up, Roger? Robert, I'm still trying to get back on the membership. You said that you would help. I'm trying to figure out. Just let me know what I need to do. Hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on my email, and I'll try to walk it through with you. Broken Tool, what's up? Angry 408, what's going on? So, I know I streamed on Friday. Can you guys hear me pretty good? I also wanted to mention before I continue is, like I said, OBS is about 8 to 10 seconds behind. So if you throw a comment in, please be patient. I'll get to it, I promise. All right, so what's up, John? Okay, so heads cam intake. The reason why I'm bringing this shit back up again is because the number one thing you should be thinking about when you do The number one thing you should be thinking about doing when you're getting ready to do a heads cam thing, or you're getting ready to actually do something to your car, is, guys, stop it and chat with come on. Anyways, the number one thing we need to do when you're talking about making power with a Fox body is you need to consider budget. Now, I made a video about a month ago, made a video about, you know, keeping it stupid simple. And like, if you have money to throw it, like I get a lot of people that are probably saying, well, I can have heads, I can have cam, I can have intake, and I can do power adder. That's great, but a lot of people can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, please keep it at a minimum in the chat. I mean, I appreciate both of y'all. So let's just out of respect, I appreciate you guys. Anyways, begin with the end in mind. Okay, so yes, the reason why I bring it up again is because the heads cam intake is absolutely like the biggest topic outside of what's a street car. I mean, it's just a big topic to talk about when we're talking about Fox bodies. And feel free to comment and chime in and do all that stuff. You know, make sure you tell me what you plan on doing. Like when I first started with the black car years ago, like I was gonna keep it stupid simple, but that never happened. You know, you always fall down this like downward spiral of like, well, I can get a deal on this, I can get a deal on that, and you know, where do you stop? But here's where I think it's important to understand. Heads cam intake is absolutely perfect for a street car. Like you can spend, now you realize that you can do the power adder, but the power adder is kind of a whole nother level of power. Heads cam intake on a stock bottom end motor should net you 3 to 3 1/4 rear wheel horsepower. And then you have stuff like my dad's car where I just bone stock, don't care about the motor that much. And I'll slap an old supercharger or even turbo kit or even a nitrous kit on it and go make the same or if not more horsepower. But it's all about your budget. It's all about your budget. Oh, I'm sorry, I kicked the... What's up, Jody? What's up, Gary? What's up, Vermillion? So, what you need to do is you need to consider what you want to do. Like, I'm going to tell you, when you start talking about power adders, you're talking about maintenance. And I've said this before in a handful of my other videos. There is not one day I don't go, or 1 week I don't go without performing some sort of maintenance on my damn cars with power adders. Because, especially with turbo stuff and tune stuff. Because, like, you know, you got to worry about cracks, you got to worry about leaks, you got to worry about, you know, turbo seals. You know, I'm talking about like when you drive them a lot. So, heads cam intake is definitely a really good idea for a budget-minded-ish street car. Now, when you start like kind of subcategorying that shit, you start breaking it down into, well, this is how much money I want to spend. Like, sure, you could go blow $3,500 on a top end kit easily, but then you start talking about what is the best bang for buck, or what is it like? Hey, I got my stimulus money. This is what I want to buy. I mean, obviously, Facebook Marketplace and eBay and some of these, you know, Craigslist are good spots. Like, I think I was watching Doula's video the other day, and he scored a rebuilt 8.8 for like $250. I was like, what? And that's the stuff you need to be keeping an eye out for, you know, those mods. So I guess if it comes down, everybody's wanting to save money, right? So I guess if it was coming down to what you wanted to do with your car, obviously you're going to want to hit these used parts first. So let me catch up with chat and we'll come back to that. EFF equals HCI strangely satisfying, durable, hilarious, low octane requirements. That's right. Soul. I have a 94 GT. It's stock. I want to turbo it. What do I need to prepare for that? Pump. You're going to want to pump for the tank. You're going to want to drop your pump and probably wire it because it's the same as Fox bodies for the most part. It's the nice thing about SN95s is they got a 5/16 feed, or they got a 3/8 feed, and Fox bodies that's 5/16. So their stock lines are a little bit better than Fox bodies. I don't know if a lot of people knew that or not. Their hangers are different. Their hangers are different on the output, but everything else is the same. But do a pump, and obviously you're gonna have to buy injectors. And you could probably buy the injectors in the MAF with the kit, but I would suggest 60-pound Siemens Deca injectors or 42s at least, and you know, like SCT. I always like the SCT MAF. Broken tool. I'm doing heads when I rebuilt the engine. Already got the intake. I will save the cam for later. Yeah, I would. Cam's actually. I mean, there's no right. You know, that's a good topic. Broken tool. Which one do you buy first? Honestly, HCI. You could do pretty much anything. Like, if you go GT40, stick with the GT40 intake for the budget-minded. Throw a B-cam in it, be done with it. If you go entry-level trick flow, 170, 190s, maybe AFR 165, 185s, consider a comp cam, an Anderson cam. Donnie B could hook you up with that. It may be a trick flow track heat slash, because that's when you start spending some money. You know, and then you go with like AFR 205s or in a 351 and a stroker type of motor. Definitely want to be at least a trick flow box R slash track heat 2 or whatever. So you see the different like categories there. You know what I mean? There's like 3 different scenarios there. And the camshaft for something like that's definitely custom grind. Because if you're doing something big on AFRs, like big headed AFRs, you better save some damn money for a custom cam to kind of bring everything in motion. You know what I mean? But I definitely wouldn't do AFR 205s unless it's a 351 rebuilt stock bottom end or higher or a stroker. Nate Mattingly, what's up? Sorry I'm late. No big deal. Oh, there we go. I'm trying to catch up in chat. I'm sorry, guys. What's the best cam I have? I want it to chop. Just go with a trick flow stage 2. It's got a great cam to it. But F cam's pretty good too. My point on this is if the car is no longer fun to drive because it lost drivability, then you went too far. I already know about that. I pulled my stock intakes off. I'm porting, polishing, and painting my GT40 intakes. That's good, Roy. Stick with that. Jody, I finally got the exhaust done. Stock bottom end 302. Still have to do the suspension. Broken tool, Adrenoside. Almost every day I drive it. Much better. What's up, Josh Siebert? I bought a pair of Edelbrock aluminum 202 and learned that they wouldn't work with stick pistons and went GT40 stock instead. Didn't want to change piston. I got you. T-Web, AFR 185 Renegades versus 11Rs. I would probably stick with AFR 185s. The trick flows are tough though. That's a tough one, man. Probably trick flows, bro. We were happy with spring, you choose. Real quick, I'm having problems with polylocks coming loose. Like polylocks on what, Jody? $11 are totally different head. Oh, here we go. Trying to catch up, guys. What's up, young lad? F camera boost is great. That's right. I love beers. I love beers. I'm 95 Cobra, wanting to get a turbo route, but I heard the P heads have a pain in the butt manifold. Any experience? Yeah. So my best bet, I do have a video with me putting P heads on turbo, like I'm assuming on 3 to answer your question. I love beards. Run a 90-degree boot spark plug and run the DEI with it. You might have to run a shorty plug in number 6, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, if it's sitting really close to the header or on the header, as long as you got a good DEI boot, it's not going to burn through. And just keep an eye on it. What do you think? What do you think, Mod Motorhead? What do you think of a 351 stock bottom end can handle horsepower? I did the stock bottom end with the black car, and we went 715, but eventually we bent a rod. But that motor got its ass kicked for like 5 years. Best cam for the sound and chop. I like the B cam, but that sounds choppier than stock. But if I had to do for sound, it'd probably be a trick flow stage 2. If you have a 95 Cobra, GT40, not P heads. Nathan Tuck, what's up? I like the reliability of GT40 cam setup. That's right. Nate Mattingly. I've been having nothing but wiring issues with my car. I'm gonna rip out and go Holly Terminator X. What kind of wiring issues you having? Holdner did it. That's right. I love watching that everyone says so I can pull the parts that apply to me and go from there. That's right. That's what you do. I mean, that's the best part about it, Robert. You know, you take what you can from each and every one of us YouTube vloggers and our content creators, and you go do what you need to do. I've heard that everything good about Big Dog Sporting. Have you heard anything good? Jonathan Bethia, are you talking about Big Dog Sporting? That's not in Ohio, is it? Tronics 14, what's up? 92302 with carb mechanical fuel pump. Should I go deadhead or fuel? Always return. Never deadhead, in my opinion. Jody, on the twisted wedge heads, did the poly locks keep coming loose? What? Are you serious? Oh, look at Mr. Emoji down here, Roy. I have a pair of hypo heads from a 289. I think they'd be okay. Hey, man, I'm going to be honest with you. The E7 heads are probably better than the... those hypo heads are pretty... Those are pretty good heads. They're not terrible. Got the same thing, I know, accessories. 373 or 355 gears on a daily driver 5-speed. 355s all day and twice on Sundays. Roger Carlin, I have a 95 Mustang that I picked up a set of P heads off of Neo and run 90 degree. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? That's what you want to do. 2 valve. I love the trick flow stage 3. That's a choppy cam, bro. I went Roy Gustafson, Adrenocide. I want to try to be a dick, so you know. Guess it's been a week, bro. Hey, man, this is why I'm here. I needed to break just like you guys did. And we come to live stream, we come to hang out, we come to talk some shop. We try to leave, you know, the politics. You know, you leave the religion and the race and the relationships. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm here to talk about these guys behind me. I'm here to talk to you guys. We're here to have a little bit of fun. So that's the way I like to keep my stream clean. Nate, won't idle right, runs rich, runs lean, backfires, pops, unbelievably basically. Did you check timing? Jody, have you ever had to lock tight the Allen head set screws on poly? No, something's wrong. What's up, Eddie? Wanting to sell the difference between my V6 T5 and V8 T5. Now, obviously, V6 T5, you're talking about a T5 in the 90s, like 94 up. So I want to get back into the heads cam intake stuff. So you got different scenarios. So if you're going to spend your money, okay, if you're going to spend your money, what do? I got a stimulus, hypothetically. I got a stimulus. What's the smart thing to do? If you're trying to make power and have have fun with your Fox body, buy an on-3 kit because it's $1,600, and then you buy the injectors, and then you buy you buy the MAF. You're in it $2,500, right, with the tune and stuff. But there's maintenance involved. The car on a stock motor, tuned right on 93 pump gas, 10 pounds of boost, make 400 horsepower. Heads cam intake, depending on what motor you say, let's go stock bottom end again. You know, say you go stock bottom end again, you 180, AFR 185s, you go with a decent intake, decent cam, you're probably going to make, like I said, 300, 3.25. But here's the thing, it's the drivability thing. Regardless of what you do, you're going to have to tune your car. Your tune should be your #1 mod. So at that point, I've done it all. I've done the power adder with the heads cam intake. I've done the stock block motor with the heads cam, or with just the power adder only. You know what I mean? So it all depends on budget. You don't go outside. Don't talk yourself. The best experience I can give you is don't talk yourself outside of your budget. Let me go back here. The last Cyborg. How can you tell what cam's in the 302 Fox body? I bought it with, you can't, you got to take it apart. All Fox body camshafts have, if they're aftermarket, they have etching on the back. If they're stock, there's actually a Z or a ZE mark on the camshaft. Going the route of 185s, trick flow stage 2 or B cam, what intake would you recommend? I'd probably be a comp cam or an Anderson, like a B31. I like my B31s, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I love that cam. That cam made sick power in my white car. I had that problem with piping, not running right. It was my mass air harness plug cost me a lot of time. Broken tool, I didn't know that. Thanks for the input. Nate Mattingly, set timing, idle base, idle, reset, replaced injectors, fuel pump. Woo. TPS, checked all the back. Did you run a KOEO and KOER? You got to run a code check. Like, that's where you kind of mash in the clutch pedal, and or if it's in park for an AOD. You see what I mean? Do a KOEO, KOER, Nate Mattingly. The Pretender, thumbs up, guys. Great show. I appreciate you. Little Block Fox 90. I have a RHS heads. They're about $1,000 and they scream. I don't think I've ever heard of those before. What's up, Trunkback Jim? Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. FordMuscle.com head flowing test 289 and GT40P included. Anyone got a GT40 heads for sale? I got P heads. I always find P heads all the time. Usually when I find iron heads, I usually keep them and just set them over in the corner. So, anyways, going back to what we're talking about. At what point, I guess at what point do you decide what to do? I mean, the first mod that I would do on a Fox body is obviously the gears. But if I had $2 to $3 to spend, and we're talking budget minded, I probably would do an on-3 kit. And we're about to do a little bit of vlogging with my buddy Mike at his shop, where he's doing like a stock motor, like on-3 build on a car that's literally untouched for the most part, because the guy just wants, I guess he wants the party. I don't know why he would want to do that to a car, but like it's stock as hell and it's clean. What's up, Ryan? 3G. Dan, you selling any heads? I got some on eBay. Young lad, got ripped off buying a pair online. Some guy named Stangbang out of Alabama, Tennessee area. What are you talking about, young lad? You talking about GT40s? Nathan Tuck, GT40P heads have higher compression? They do. GT40P head is 58cc chambers from the factory. Depending on what GT43 bar head you get on the other side of the fence, whether it was the Mexican one, the one made in Mexico, or if it was the one made in the Cleveland foundry, they were like 62, 63 cc's. Not much of a difference. Jody, only thing I don't like about turbo for my street car is all the piping. That's a good point, Jody, and there's a lot of maintenance behind that, because if you put a lot of miles on the car, all the flexing and the power, like what I've noticed is my V-bands will start coming loose a little bit. You know, you put a lot of miles, especially on the on-3 one that I had the most experience with. If you put a handful of miles on that thing, they start cracking and shit. And that's where I started getting into all, welding the gussets up and, doing all that work to them. So, Chris Diaz, going 408 stroker kit and on-3 turbo kit, what intake manifold do you recommend? Definitely a trick flow. But whether you want to go box R or you want to go track heat, that's kind of up to you. Turbos cook everything under the hood to a nice golden brown. That's part of the maintenance. I don't have that problem for the most part, but I don't also agree with, I got to run some serious spark plug boots on my stuff. So I get it. Let me move this in so I can see it. Should I get the P's or the regulars? If you can find the regulars, Roy, get them. The P's will work just fine. You said the TKO 600 is hard to shift. Oh. And yeah, so there's like a hidden wall. To answer your question, Mod Motor, there's I don't know. It's just the way it shifts. I don't like It don't like going in third. It's just under load for the most part. And it's TKX is supposed to fix that. J302. Now, P heads are like 58, 59. But depending on what year you get, 62 to 64 cc's is the non-P ones, the 3 bars. More room for the box R. I like the box R. I don't have a problem with it. I almost went, Ryan O'Shea, I almost went turbo, but went HCI instead. Just really wanted a daily driver. And dude, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Ryan. That's a great idea. If you're looking for just start the car and go to the car show, and you're just looking for no bullshit, just want to drive it and not worry about it too much, stick with your HCI. Whether you do GT40 cam, or 185s, Holly Edelbrock, stage 1, or you go AFR 205, big box R, and a big cam like a custom cam. Nathan Tuck, suggest revamping the 30-year-old chassis parts before turbo. Control arms, that's not a bad idea, Nathan. That's a great idea. We did that on Dad's car right here. Trunk back was a great middle of the road. Yeah, the J32 was. Little Block Fox, how much boost can an on-3 make? A lot. It depends on what you're trying to do, though. At some point, Little Block, it gets pretty restrictive. That's exactly why me and the white car are going back to the Big Dog Fabrication to put that other kit on. It's fabricated where individual pipes go up and meet at the exhaust housing, instead of it being a crossover and meeting over here. You see what I'm saying? Rods Chris, good route would you say stock bottom end? AFR 185, 2 cam. I go B cam if it's stock bottom end. And 185s, I'd probably run an AFR, or for intake, I'd probably run like a Holly System X, or even a track heat. You can't go wrong with trick flow at any level, for that matter. Robert Kretz, I've got P heads on my current 302 with eBay headers. 90-degree boots, they cook about every 4 months. Not a bad trade-off. So, do you have the DEI covers over them, Robert? Sean Chase, I got GTP heads, Holly cam. I forgot about Holly. I don't like any of the Lunati cams if you guys ever tried them. I just don't like the way they sound. They don't perform very well for me. At least they haven't in the past. I'm not saying anything bad about Lunati because there's some good parts out there, but forgot about the Holly cams. All right, T-Web, what did you ask me? Would compression be too high on what? John McWhorter, do you prefer long tube headers or H-pipe? Long tube. Bro, I'm loving that nitrous adrenoside. I don't even know. I've never ran nitrous before in my life. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. That torque is monster. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out that video, make sure you go check out my latest upload. What do you guys think of my Godzilla versus Rodin? That thumbnail took me like 2 hours. I couldn't figure out what I was going to do. Tell me you guys like that thumbnail. Yeah, long tubes forever if you can put them on. What's up, Clay Zentz? Let me check out. Duval, how do you feel about porting stock E7 heads? If you're doing them yourself, do it. But if you're not doing them yourself and you're paying somebody to do it, just get GT40 ones. How much more, Jody, how much more power you pick up with a MAV? Okay, that's a good point. Let me run chat so I don't lose it. If I was to mass air convert Dad's car, okay, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. If I was to mass air convert my dad's car in current form, we could probably pull, because I got an A9L up there that's made for this car, and I got the harness wrapped up somewhere. I already got the 89 harness wrapped up somewhere. And the conversion can happen in an hour. But if I was to convert to mass air, run 30-pound injectors, because that's what I would run, because the A-trim only does so much boost, I'd probably pick up 20 or 30 horsepower, and I'd probably pick up 500 wheel torque plus on the nitrous, I'll probably pick up another 20 or 30 horsepower on the nitrous itself. But let me tell you why I didn't convert to mass air. Because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do speed density, okay? I wanted to do something real world. I wanted to limit myself from being able to tune it. Now, FMU is tunable, like a carburetor. So I wanted to do it, I wanted to kind of introduce simplicity. Like legit, we made 340, almost 340 wheel, 390 torque on this damn car on speed density and an FMU without changing shit. So we just put the power adder on, we stuck the FMU in, and I was super curious to see what speed density would do, and it worked. Now, if I mass air convert and start making more power, I'm gonna pop a gasket, 100%. Because the 19s are kind of the limiting factor for me. Do you know, that make sense? It's kind of holding me back from blowing the damn motor out of the hood. I'll come back to that. You know what? I'll finish. So what we do plan on doing as well is I have a plate kit. I have a GT40 OG plate kit. And the smallest nitrous shot you can throw at that thing is 150. So we're going to throw 200 plus at this stock short block. And we're going to try to make 500 torque on freaking 19-pound injectors on speed density. Say it ain't so. On a Mustang dyno for that matter. And we're going to take a turbo kit that we already have coming off the white car, right? It's an on-3 kit. We're going to make exactly 7 pounds of boost and see if the turbo kit can beat the supercharger. All right. Let me catch up in chat here, boys. James Williams. Uh-oh. I moved the cursor and then it just... James Williams. I've never had a problem shipping a TKO as long as the bell housing is dialed in. I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I've had 20 TKOs and faceplates. And I'm going to be honest with you. When the TKO Synchro ones, the 3550s always shifted like butter. But the 600s under about... When you're trying to shift up high, it just kind of jams you out. And you're like, I don't know what the hell just happened. Nathan Tuck, next time you have the black car in the air, can you show how you mounted your fuel pump? I'll do it right now. Y'all want to see underneath my car? It's a mess. Don't be making fun of my shit. Dan, have you ever ran? I have not. Let me catch up in chat. How much NOS? Fucking all of it. No jets. Now, we about ran that, by the way, at Genocide. Did you see it in the... I don't know if you guys watched the video. We almost ran with no jet. Jody, what do you think you would do wrong if polylocks, set screws, and twisted wedge heads? I'm not real sure, my man. Call up Trick Flow tomorrow and ask for... not Harold, but... God bless him. I think it's Eddie. Tell him Neomustangs sent you. I'm one of their dealers. They might be able to help you out, Jody. Ryan, long tube solved my Flowmaster drone. Here we go. All right, so if the fucking thing buffers, don't jump out. It's OBS. It's not going to cut out. I have unplugged my camera before. And it's going to get a little shaky, so I'll try to hold it up as best I can. So I'm going to stop the chat there. I'm going to make it so I can come back. We'll check under the black car. All right, here we go. Remember, I got a 10-second delay here. I'm gonna try to hold you as cool as possible. So I'm sorry if the camera Shakes a little bit. I gotta get my cord settled here. I want to show y'all something first. This is bullshit. Look how deep my snow is. I can't race in that shit. All right, here I'll show you my fuel pump mount. Somebody asked me that. Again, I'm sorry it's shaking. Trying to hold it best I can. Here we go. Shit, I need a head mount. Ooh, that's bright. I'm gonna set you down a second. All right, here we go. I actually mounted my fuel pump on my... Sorry about blinding you. Don't make fun of my shit. Look, I used to run this. This is where I took the... Like the On3 used to come down through here. And I used to take this pipe off when I raced. You can see how I hard mounted it right here. Don't make fun of my welds. So, this is where I put my Magna fuel. Let me make sure I got a camera here still. Okay. This is where I put my Magna fuel. There's actually a metal plate. This is the plastic coating. There's actually a metal plate behind here that drills this to. And you see how I ran my fuel pump. Now I got a sump. I got the sump and the drain. Always. I never return on any of my cars. I never return to the spot that I feed. You can see the returns over here. Because it can aerate. And when you aerate, it'll cause bubbling. So I'll feed, I got a filter, got the Magna Fuel 675, got this wired to a relay, and it comes up and goes around. I'm actually taking this off because if I run long tubes NA, you can see where I have a problem. See this? That damn collector's gonna be sitting right here, so I gotta move this shit to the other side of the motor. But if you didn't notice, we did a bunch of front accessories in my car on the 363, so I'll stop moving the camera. Sorry if I made anybody sick there. It's my bad. But I got this neat little camera thing that I can disconnect. All right, bro. Here we go. So, I'm back. Let me catch up and chat here. Long tube solved my drone problems. Can't wait for a nitrous drag strip. Me either. Nathan Tuck. So, Ryan, that is exact setup. Sounds good. Have a set here. Christian Warrior, what's going on? 86, 351, 30 over. How much compression? That's probably 10 and a half, 10.4. Jody, damn, that much? I know you didn't do a bunch of tuning, bro. Yeah. What's up, Smitty Blade? Single eBay GT40. Nate Manley. Oh, shit. Love the Neo experiments. Best Fox Body channel, period. I appreciate that, Ryan. I appreciate the super chat. I missed it. I don't know who it was. I'll be getting to it. I love beards. Who got me? Thanks, Mod Motor. Thank you, Mod Motor, for the super chat. God, I just missed. I'm sorry. My chat's all messed up right now. Who else got me on the super chat? Sweet ass sugar. What's up, man? Thank you for the super chat and the shout out on the 10K. I miss my show snowmobiles. Yeah, that's what I want to buy is a snowmobile for my kids. We went sledding today, so it was a pretty good time. Was 12 degrees day before. Hell yeah. My welds are worse. Listen, I had somebody call me out in the channel and was just like, dude, those welds suck. And I'm like, bro, look, I do all my own work, minus the tuning. Dave Dahlke, the mad scientist, helps me out. And of course, you know, Kevin Cragen at TI Dyno, the Irishman, they're good friends of mine. It like, this is a do-it-yourself channel. This is a DIY channel, you know. And even though I got cousin Paul, cousin Fred, we do this for fun. So, I mean, I'm not a master at shit, but I know a lot of jack of all trades type thing. That's what I try to be. But I do my own stuff, you know. I mean, unless it's like, I have no problem paying for big dog fabrication to set my turbo kit back up, because that's, you know, I want it to be right. So I'm going to pay somebody for perfection, and they're, you know, to respect their profession. You know what I'm saying? When you set the last Titan down, the center Titan, leave Allen in the turning, then poly. Okay. Swedish Sugar, what's up? What's up? Okay, I'm dizzy. Did I dizzy everybody? I apologize. What's up, George? What sled do you have, Neo? I don't have a sled. I need to get one. My son and I were working in the garage all day. It was a great day. Nice. Not a welder, laying on your back under the car. Yeah. I got a lot of shirts. It's got little holes in them. Thanks, man. Neo, I was telling my moms me and you got into a little on eBay. I was telling my moms me and you got into it a little. Oh yeah, that's not a big deal. You know what? I don't get mad at nobody, man. I don't get mad at nobody. So if I was rude to you at all in any way, shape, or form, it's my bad. Grinder and paint makes me a welder. No, man, it's all good. It's all good, young lad. So what do you guys think of my black car underneath? I would take you underneath there again, but I'm afraid I'd make y'all sick. Is it that shaky when I'm holding it? Because I'm actually holding the camera itself. So it's not, I don't know if it has like the stability thing. I try to do it the best I can. JF, I just got a set of P-head remands. Gonna start DIY porting this week. Any tips? Use good tungsten cutters. Don't get the cheap ones. If you're gonna die grind, the die grind cutters, use the good ones. There's no, like, you know how Snap-on is a really good tool, and then you got like Husky? You get what I'm saying? Looks good. JD Rod, what's up? I'm late, but I'm here. I'm working on the garage. Ah, nice. I appreciate you chiming in, JD Rods. So, heads cam intake. Where are we at with that? If you didn't notice earlier in the stream, I busted it down into 3 categories. You got your entry level, you got your mid level, you got your high end. When you go into an HCI, you got to consider all 3 of those categories. Entry level GT40, GT40P, GT40 intake, B cam, E cam, F cam, letter cam. We're talking stock parts. We're talking 30-year-old camshafts. They've worked a million times on a million people's builds. Mid-level, AFR 185s, 165s maybe. They're a little small for mid-level. 170s, 190s in trick flow, whether they're 11R or not. And we're talking your Holley System Axes. We're talking your Edelbrock Performers, RPMs. You know, we're talking, yeah, about that. Maybe the track heat trick flow, but the track heat trick flow is good for like the 205s, the 225s. Don't even touch 225s unless you got something big stroker. Like if you're not a 408, 427, don't even bother with them. So then you got the 205 AFRs, you got the big high port trick flows. At that point, you're talking, you know, custom camshaft. You know, you're definitely talking big trick flow intake. But and then on the other whole side of the spectrum, trying to go back to what I was talking about with my thumbnail, trying to keep on track for the most part. Then you got different levels over here on the other side of the fence of your power adder. Now, do you carry, if you have the money in the budget, you carry the HCI over and you power add. Does that make sense? Or you could use the money that you would have here, save it on the GT40 stuff, getting it cheap, and then coming over here and spending the money on a power adder. You know what I'm saying? What's up, John Eric? Broken tool, good general cam specs for a turbo. Lobe separation. Do you actually know, I actually want to find a factory camshaft, Cobra camshaft, because the Cobra camshaft I think has a really good lobe sep on it. But lobe separation means a lot when it comes to boost, for that matter. I'm using AFR 205s on a 408. That's perfect. That's a perfect head for that motor, DK. Robert Kretz, I've got my 95 351. I want aluminum heads and a hood used intake, a good used intake with 42s. Do you think I can get 425 horse? No. I'm going to be honest with you, Robert. A 351, aluminum heads, 42s. Like, let me tell you my experiences real quick on power. Check me out. Make sure you hit that like. I'm going to say it again. Okay. Stock block, 230 horsepower wheel. That's because I've taken some of the pulleys off. Remember that. 230 wheel. I did the valve springs too, so it would be like 220. I think the first one we did was 220. If you put GT40 heads and intake on it, stock cam, 260. You might see 255, 260 on that setup. Put a camshaft in it and change the springs, still stock bottom end, junkyard GT40 head, junkyard GT40 intake, E-cam. Always do your springs, always do your rockers, right? That's what we talked about. 285, 290 wheel. Now, we start getting into the heads cam discussion again, right? Here we go. Stock bottom end motor. Aluminum entry head level heads. We're talking 185s. And trick flow 170s. Talking Systemax Holly and or what was the other one I was talking about? Edelbrock RPM intake. You'll see 310-ish. 300, 310 wheel. Capped. Now, obviously, if you're going to go 205, you're going to go big trick flow box R and custom cam, you're going to be either in a 347 or a 363 or even a 408. Even a 347, the 205 is a little big, but you can grow into that head at that point. Does that make sense? So a 347 with either medium or high-end heads, medium or high-end intake, a good custom cam and or like a trick flow stage 3, we're looking at a 331 would see 330 to 340 wheel. A 347 would see 360 to 370 wheel, maybe 380 depending on compression. Actually, Mustang Mike, the guy that's in my last video, you know, that's my homie, man. That's my dude. Outside of Cousin Paul, Cousin Fred, that dude is fam, and not all family's blood. You guys know that. So he actually made just a hair under 400 wheel on the 347 that he had high compression. So that's like ceiling for 347. I don't care what anybody tells you. That's on a Mustang dyno too. Need mind you that some dynos read different than others, but they're usually pretty close. So that's real world experience about how much horsepower those things make. Your 347 NA would struggle to make 380, maybe 400, 390 wheel. Now, 363, in my opinion, with my experiences, my 363, its original NA was 425, and then you start talking about 408s, you start talking about, you know, 392s, 427s, and then you start talking about 450, 500, 475. We're talking about wheel NA. So if that helps you out, I went way on a tangent that I shouldn't have, But those are all from experience of many, many cars and engines that I've seen come into the dyno. No bullshit. So legitimately, GT40, GT40P, the junkyard budget-minded shit and the medium level shit are all the same, in my opinion, because you're only going to gain like 20 horsepower-ish. I mean, you start getting high-end, you start getting stroker, that's where you start gaining your money. All right, let me get back into LCA. Okay, so yeah, right, you're going to dump a lot of money into your build. Maybe ought to think about a whole another power plant. That's right. DK, I wish, where are we at? I wish I had built my current motor first. Wasted so much money doing it 3 times. Oh. I love the fact that you talk exactly where I need to be in my build. I appreciate that, Roy Gustafson. Suna Gamer, thanks. DK, honestly, by today's standard, GT40 stuff so old tech that V6 Accord can walk you. I don't know any V6 Accords walking that, and that's still stock motor. But I get where you're coming from, DK. Tronics, 5K into HCI on 302 or 5K plus into a coyote swap. Okay, well, you got to consider wiring. And I think that's in your 5K Coyote. Because if you guys go Coyote, you need to do the wiring. You got to follow it with the Holly. And I think that's pretty expensive. Because the Holly just makes the Coyote swap simple. You know what I mean? It's just a go-to thing. But that's just me. Smitty, 2 years ago, I put trick flow top end on and hit 270 to the wheels. And I was told it was good numbers. Trick flow top end meaning camshaft, heads intake. Were you fully loaded on the front with the AC and the smog? What's up, George? Who else I got in here? LSA or LHS Hunter. How much power can a T5Z really handle real world? It's not about how much power it can handle. Let's give it a ceiling. T5Z, T5 ceiling is probably 450. We'll call it 500. Ceiling. Now, I've seen him brake under no load. I've seen him brake under all load. It's all about how you drive it. Actually, the clutch is kind of what it's its saving grace. But eventually, the T5 isn't... It's the case that flexes a lot. The fact that the third gear is like this big, those things are going to want to brake. But I wouldn't be scared of putting power to a T5. Spent 32, Nathan Tuck spent 2,300 on an HCI. That's port intake, powder coated finish, new springs. That's not terrible. No AC or smog, Smitty. Wow. 270, that's it? How much money do you have in that? JK, are you going to video the bodywork and paint on Smurf's car? I'm a little embarrassed to do that because I'm not exactly really good at it. But again, that's the way my channel rolls. You know what I mean? Because we're not exactly, you know, we're not exactly master painters. But I did paint some good cars back in the day, and I will probably show some video on it for sure. It's awesome to think so many of us have so many parts in the world and are in the same hobby and have the same drive passion. That's right, Roy. Chris Hot Rod, what stroker kit for 351 Windsor would you recommend for street? Just probably your basic 408. I mean, if you're going to stroke a 351, you might as well go right up to a 408. Nathan Tuck, Coyotes are overplayed. Mike J, Coyote swaps are 10K easy. They're expensive. I'm a stock bottom end boy, and of course, I didn't keep it stupid simple there, but y'all know that. Monty Barbosa, what's going on? I recently got a 347 with 190s blueprint heads with trick flow Type R box, 36 pounds. Woo! Yeah, that's a great combo, son. That motor will make tuned right. That 347 combo will make 375 wheel if tuned right. Actually, those 36-pound injectors, I'd probably go 42s, but you'll be capping those injectors. They'll be at about 90+% injector duty. Ford stroker kit, that's a good one, DK. Nate Madden, what's your opinion on the elbow style intakes? Elbow style intake. Are you talking about the Spider? Love them. You talking about the like the carbureted style injectors with the Spider? Love them. I'm actually was gonna do that with my 351 408, but ain't done it yet. Adrenocide, like these guys are saying, they say you can do an LS swap for $1,000. You know what, man? I'm not even worried about LS people no more. Like, that's a preference thing. I don't even care to comment on it. Monty, check the valve train and nose heads. Okay. Smitty. Suna Gamer, what's the best budget T56 build? Thinking about going 6-speed. They're really, I'm going to be honest with you. Suna Gamer, let me be honest with you. There is no, budget and T56 shouldn't even be in the same sentence. However, if you're going to do a budget-minded T56 build, I would assume on a small block Ford motor, aka 302, 351, you're going to have to spend the money on the bell housing and the cross member and the drive shaft. And you could get a T56 out of I think they're Cobras. You can get the lesser, not the Magnums, but the lesser ones for $1,000. You're still in it some good money. Smitty, yes sir, I've never added up, but I think around $3,000 on the low end. You spent $3,000 to make $270. That's the way I look at it. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just asking, Smitty. And that's one of the biggest. I don't understand how it only made $270 on a trick flow top end kit. You should see 290 to 300 wheel, AOD or T5. Young lad, check it out. I got an HCI with 19-pound injectors at 34 pounds. Do you have to set for 30 pounds? Seems to be running fine. Kind of concerned if it's set too high. You talking about fuel pressure, young lad? Clay Zentz, I've been down the road with the Outlaw Mustang 427. I don't miss spending that kind of money, no doubt. DK, I suck at bodywork. I've been plugging along, welded the spot. Okay. Hey, man, just do your thing, DK. Don't worry about what people think. I mean, look, I just showed you welds on one of my cars. That's actually really bad because he just couldn't get, I think the gas was wrong in it, but I don't even care. It's my car, right? What's up, Mike? Black car, keep it simple, keep it stupid simple sometimes. There it is. That's good. I paid $2,800 for a 347. Did it first, but live and learn. Yeah, I get it. Ryan O'Shea, I have an AFR 165 ported Cobra intake, custom cam. Is that Flowtech injections? That must be, that's Ed Curtis. That's a good cam. That's actually pretty good numbers for that. That's right. JK, have you ran across the cracked F4TE 351 under the 2 or 4 cam bangs? I didn't have any problem with that, Jay. LS isn't preference for mental. Oh. Building a Sean Fisher, building a 347 with 215 RHS heads, ported, shooting for 420, 430 rear wheel. That's going to be tough to get it on that 347. Unless you're going some, I mean, even with the camshaft and high compression, to achieve 400 wheel plus on a 347 isn't exactly easy. You could do it with a 363, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see what it does, man. I hope it does hit that for you. Brad Pittman, I'm not an LS fan, but when I was Fast Mustangs, and it has one. To me, it isn't cool. Yeah, LS is LS. It's a good motor. It's a great design. I really dig LS motors and just about everything not Ford. Like anything GM. I've seen people do it in old trucks. I've seen old Chevy trucks. I've seen them people do them in, like, they're really cool in the G bodies. You know what I mean? Tronics, do engine girdles really work? Yes. Engine girdles will save you from running over your rod. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you run over your rod, you're either going to hit a wall or hit a ditch. I mean, because, I mean, you're going to get all that oil, yeah. All right, Smitty. I'll see you later, guy. Okay, so if you haven't had a chance, make sure you hit that like. So nobody commented on my thumbnail, man. My Godzilla versus Rodan. Nitrous versus Supercharger. All right, I made 410 wheel on a 347 with 11 3-1. Yeah, that's about ceiling. You know what I'm talking about. That's ceiling for 347s. Tickling 400. If you're lucky, it's got to be tuned right. You know what I mean? I also got a Mega Squirt 2 computer for 347. How am I snipping this stuff for thumbnails? Background remover. I mean, Carlos, I didn't want to break anything, but I'm not afraid to break anything. Does that make sense? I think Nitrous wins. Yeah, I got a Facebook. Where is my links for my Facebook? Instagram is Neomustangs. Obviously, Facebook is Neomustangs Fox Body Restoration. If you guys haven't already followed that and you're following this channel, I mean, I do carry over a lot, but I'm trying to grow my Facebook as well because it only got about 2K or 1,800 followers, and it should have the same or close to what I have here on YouTube, but it is what it is. Yeah, I appreciate that, Nathan. I agree with you, JC. I think Nitrous wins, man. Like, let me explain something about the video really quick. The Vortec made more power, more torque, but if you watched at the end, Mike has been racing since the 90s with me. That car, that Nitrous car, that car went what, 1190s twice? That Nitrous stuff, if I'd had it right and I'd had the wiring right, that Nitrous shit would have went 1150s, 1160s all day. Sweet as sugar. Neo, what's your preference, turbo or supercharger? Turbo. I like turbos. Let me tell you why I like turbos the most. Because when you don't want to drive like an asshole and you just want to chill, part throttle isn't even part of the game. Turbo's not really spooling. You're just driving down the street. Does that make sense? Superchargers always got the whine, always got boost, on point right now. And I don't mind that because it's pretty cool to hear your car whine and then people see it and they hear it and that's cool. So it's kind of just a preference thing. As far as power is concerned, turbos is the way to go because it's using the exhaust 100% efficiency to spin another part of the turbo. Whereas you get belt slippage, unless you run cog, you're going to get belt slippage and stuff on especially when you're trying to run boost. Superchargers are really efficient up until about, well, in my experiences, up to about 12 or 14 pounds of boost. You know what I mean? JK, thanks for the super chat. 264HR, decent cam for stock bottom end, GT40 on 3. That's a high rev cam. I don't know if I would go that route on that build. Stock bottom end, GT40 on 3, camshaft. Dude, don't sleep on the E cam. Trick flow stage 1. F cam is a perfect cam for that. F cam makes good power on 3 stock bottom end GT40. Seen it, done it, like it. Kick-ass Mustangs garage. I got a semi-truck turbo on a bone stock 01 302. Blow through carbon Ranger. Nice. 2-valve on I'm stuck between a turbo and a 150 shot on my 98. Turbo requires more money and maintenance. If you're just trying to go fast and have some fun, just spray it. I wouldn't have said that 6 months ago, 3 months ago, till I actually felt the nitrous. I love it. It's funny. I don't like it more than turbo, but I do like nitrous. Tronics 14. At what horsepower do you hit 10 seconds in the quarter mile? Oh, that's a good question, bro. That's a whole live stream. All right. From my experiences, here we go again, right? Fuck, I'm gonna start talking. I got black car. I got blue car. I got Hot Wheels. We got the two-tone ultra blue car. We got the coupe. I mean, we've boosted and sprayed nitrous on 10 different cars on my channel. All the shit I've owned, all of my parts. Right around, we're talking full street weight car, because I want to hang out on this question real quick that Tronics 14 said. At around full weight street car, minor mods, control arms, stuff you should be doing. Subframes, stock K member, it doesn't matter. If it's tubular, you gain a little bit. 1090s is achievable at approximately at least 375, 400 wheel with a slick. Ish. Hot Wheels, I hit 1090s on 450 horsepower, 440 horsepower, but remind you, that didn't have a cage in it. I had to put subframes on it. It didn't have the right suspension in it, and it was a full weight street car GT. So it kind of depends on what you're doing, but usually about 400 wheel on a coupe, lightweight car that's got suspension, or if you don't do any of that, you just do regular mods, 450 is about a guaranteed 1090 on a slick. It's a good question, Tronics. Clay, as always, great channel, brother. I have 2 opened up shop at 5 a.m. All right, man, I appreciate you, Clay. If I didn't get a chance to say that, I apologize. Nate Manley, hey, Roy, go. Okay. What's a good quality line lock? I think Holly had one that I used. Was it Holly? Edelbrock? I don't know. It was like a name brand. I got it off Summit's Scratch and Dent Self. It was pretty good. I want to add an S-trim someday. They're a good blower. God bless it. Let me catch up. Adrenocide. Flowmasters for sure. The Hitman, you need at least 400 tire. Yep. Just what I said. What's up, Ship Racing? Horsepower versus weight. Hey, light is might. Just like my buddy Mike says. Light is might. Hearst. That's what it was. It was Hearst. It wasn't Holly. It was black with like red stripes in the packaging or whatever. Roy, I believe I sent you a friend request on Facebook. There you go. Heavy GT back in the day. Yup. No, bro. Now, bro, I drove a Mustang. I ran them over LMAO. Compared to S190, let me tell you what. SN95s, you start talking about SN95s, you're trying to go fast, they just weigh too much. But you got to add about you got to see probably 500 wheel to make an SN95 go 1090s. What's up, Donnie B? Oh, that reminds me. I ain't gave my shout outs. I'll do that at the end. So, heads cam intake. So, what did we do today in our live stream? We broke it down into sections. Your HCI, and this is why I can't do this in a damn video, because it's just so much to talk about. You got your stage 1, you got your tier 1, stage 1, GT40, GT40P, stock cam with rockers, or B cam, maybe even E cam, GT40 intake. It doesn't matter if it's Lightning, if it's the Explorer or the Cobra. Your mid-level, tier 2, stage 2, we're talking AFR, stock bottom end, AFR 205s. Now, when I say stock bottom end, I mean rebuilt, 30 over. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't fucking matter as long as it's production. Tier 2, stage 2, we're talking 185s. We're talking Holley or Edelbrock entry level, you know, kind of mid-level intake. We're talking 24s, 30-pound injectors, tuned, blah, blah, blah. And then you got your high end. So we got 3 stages there. I think that's what we've accomplished. And it's kind of like each one of them is, you know, can all be achieved cheaply-ish. But it's all kind of like what you budget for, so. Wish you would do a video on hooking up the line lock. I'll probably do that next summer, next spring. I also want to do a video on how to drag race for dummies. Not literally dummies, but like, it took me a while to figure out, like, there's a whole process that goes into like drag racing. I mean, I'm talking just casual / you know, budget racing, you know, showing up at the track. I've done tier 1 forever, Nathan Tuck. Don't worry about it. DK, Fox bodies are built like a beer can. The whole car is a crumple zone. That's right. That's why we got to pull all the bars in them. Comp Can's Big Mother Thumper is a good cam choice. I want tier 2. I need that video. Now, here's the funny part. And here's where I'll throw the snowball, fools. Check it out. Stock motor, on 3, 10 pounds of boost trumps it all. B&G, come on. What's the really good turbo kit? Ah, come on. It starts with an H. Are you serious? I can't believe it's escaping me right now. Helion. Jesus. I was like, how am I not remembering that? Helion kits are amazing. So, look at y'all chime in. I like it. Hey, just so you guys know, Donnie B in the chat has his own channel. And he does a lot of good stuff. And I want you guys to go over and check out his channel. If you're already subbed to me, you need to sub to him. Donnie B is also the manager, I think one of the sales, if not the manager, at Anderson Ford Motorsport. So if you need some Anderson Ford Motorsport stuff, camshaft, God, just sound off, Donnie. Go ahead and do it. You know, power pipe, anything Anderson products, that's the guy you need to get a hold of. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button. Yeah. Alien, it's a Helion, you big dummy. My bad. My bad to the Mustang gods for not knowing that answer. I was just like, it starts with an H. So, anyway. Where are we at time-wise? What's up, David Crow? Got a little bit. DK, I just blew 4K at AFM, my Vortec kit. Yeah, because I think he sells a whole bunch of shit. Helion, Helion, whatever. Thanks for correcting me again, Adrenocide. Anderson act like everything's a secret. John Doe, that was pretty funny. Ryan Cree, ever thought about doing any no prep racing? I got some pretty serious friends that no prep here in Ohio. And I wouldn't, after speaking with those guys and what they do with their stuff, no. I mean, there's some serious no prep racing going on in Ohio. I'm pretty sure it's going on everywhere else too, but that's a whole nother level. Like, I want to drive my car and I want to take it to the track, beat the shit out of it every week, and then come home and fix it. Yeah, I get you, Donnie B. DK, they sell a unique V1 T1 trim, TI trim kit I bought. Yeah, Ryan, that's one of them. Rob is a good friend of mine. Rob's a good person in general. And I would behoove me not to go actually vlog his car, because Ryan or Rob has owned that car since he was like, I think he bought it new, or he was second owner. I can't remember. SJM, all you Arkansas guys need to get together for a cruise. What is your opinion on H-beam rods and no engine balancing in a 351? Engine balancing is key. So, I mean, I would not go without engine balancing. Douglas Trash, Trick Flow Stage 1 HCI, what do you think? Love it. Which Trick Flow head, the 190s or the 170s? Stock bottom end? Met him at my first no prep race this year. Super nice. Rob Misch, his car is an amazing looking car. And I definitely would love to introduce it to the channel by itself. But here's the problem with no prep racing is they have their own, like, they no prep race, but they don't share what they got going on with their cars very much. I can just tell you from what I know from Rob's car, it's an amazingly beautiful car. It's like mint condition and it's super horsepower. I don't know what that number is, but he's also a very nice friend of mine, very good friend of mine. So I love to see him win all the time. My Facebook Messenger name is the same as the chat. Yeah, like I said, if you guys are on Instagram and you guys are on Facebook, go friend me up on Neomustangs, or hit the like button in the Neos. I should have a link to it and I don't. I did start selling t-shirts, finally got my merch store. And if you notice the guys in green chat, these guys are my club members. They also have access to emojis and all kind of other cool shit. Just a way to support the channel if you guys are interested. Anyway, Stock Bottom want to start a build. Okay. What's up, Frank Three Stangs? I asked you a question in the last stream, Frank. I was interested in having you make me the 0304 Cobra bumper for the black car. You did a pretty good job on that other one. And I was thinking about trying to do it myself, but I don't know. Yes, Leo, the F cam is a good boost cam. Stock Bottom end want to start boost cam. It's a great cam. Dan, what year Cobra for that cam? 93. See, Broken Tools got him a turbo emoji. Yes, my motor. Yes, I have boost with F cam. I went back is in why they won't let me. Hey Neo, how do you become a member? I think you could just click on the join button right there, right? It's the first link. I think you just click on the join button and it takes you to whatever, another screen. I have an F cam and a 2 in my booth. That's right. Okay, LHS Hunter head studs are not absolutely necessary but for boost, but I can tell you it does help you from blowing a head gasket. Just the sheer mechanics of it. DK, are you asking me what my major winter project is? What's up, TBT Jones? Dad's car versus Blue Oval. Who's you got? Well, Blue. You talking about Blue over Media? It won't give it to me either. I don't understand. Can you send me screenshots of what you're talking about in email, and I'll try to figure it out for you, Robert. George K's, my cam is special. I'm part of the club, 444. Man, I rocked the stock cam forever, George. I still do in this one. Have you ever had issues with blocks cracking with the 351 at the high horsepower? I haven't. I bent a rod. We used the same block over again and made it 408. My major project, DK, this winter is getting the 363 back on the road. My other side project, because the white car is on its way to Big Dog Fabrication next weekend to get its turbo kit put back on. So it's already done. All I got to do is just take it back over to dyno and tune it. But I got to move my fuel system around. I got to build an exhaust system for this car. And we're getting kind of close to getting ready to fire this up. So that's kind of my major project. I was kind of hoping to blow this fucking motor up already, but you know, this car's surviving like it. I mean, I don't know. It just won't blow up. We'll see if it survives 200 shots of nitrous though. For a boost, also use the, I like the MLS gaskets, but the 933 PT1s are pretty good. Especially if the deck is not being lapped. John Doe, happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year is going to be, I can't wait for 2020. The only thing 2020 got right in Ohio is the fact it snowed on Christmas. That's a joke. So, anyways, I'm going to start do some housekeeping real quick. What software do you use for tuning your black car? We use Moats Quarter Horse, and we use Binary Editor, and we use SCT. I'm pretty good. We're pretty good at Binary Editor, so we just mess with that shit. I don't really get into the micro squirt, mega squirts, but I am going to be doing the Holly Terminator X soon, so I'm very interested in learning that whole system too. So, what's the benefits of turning pistons around on the block? It changes the throw of the piston. It also brings the piston up closer to zero deck. It's an old dirt track trick. I did it, it worked, it made more power, and I've done it ever since. How do you come up with Neomustangs? Nate Mattingly, I'm going to answer that question. Neomustangs, since I live in Ohio, is a tricky name that I came up with. It's Northeast Ohio. Northeast Ohio Mustangs. And then I was like, the word Neo, that was back when like Matrix was really cool. You guys remember the movie Matrix? Still love Matrix. I was like, ooh, I could be Neo Mustangs. Yeah. Because, you know, Neo was, yeah, you get it. Do aftermarket pistons fix the piston flip thing too? No. Okay, so what do I have a piston at? I swear I have a stock piston here somewhere. I'll show you. Okay. Have you ever thought about going coil on plug? Not yet. Okay, so broken tool. If you look at this, if you look at the piston, if you guys look close enough, you'll see it's offset. This one is shorter on this side and longer on this side. So naturally this is number 6, right? So it would sit like this in the block. This is the front, this is 6. If you flip it, it changes the throw of the pistons. And aftermarket ones are center pin. Those are offset by 60 thousandths. You leave my stock pistons alone. Mitch Escobar. GT40 heads intake, I think E-cam, all bolt-ons, 390 gears, full suspension, have nitro. What time you think I'll run in a quarter? How much you spraying? I'll answer that question. Nate Madeline, Roy, I don't think I can find it on Facebook. No, I haven't, Mod Motor. I actually, yes, I did. I played like, because I do game quite a bit. I played like 2 rounds of it and got tired of it. And that's crazy because I played Call of Duty for years. Let me go back to your question, Mitch. Where you at? GT40 heads intake, E-cam, 390 gears, full suspension, have nitrous. If it's a full weight car, stick shift, it's going to run a 12. If you got a good tire to run a 1250. If you got nitrous, 100 shot will put you around 1150-ish if you book it. 60 foot is everything. So that's a good one. Should I flip hypers, or is that only good for Ford? Nah, it's good on either one of them, Jay, if you want to do it. Hey, it's a cheap mod. It's a cheap mod that you can do on Hyper Eutectics or Forged on the 302 block and squeeze a little more horsepower out of the motor. My question was, do I think 19-pound injectors are enough for a stage 1 HCI? Yes. I got 340 wheel on these 19s at 80 pounds of pressure when we're under boost. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. 351 board to 408 with boost. So 1250s on, no. That's, you should be running high mid 12s on with a good tire. I would say at least high 12s, Mitch, NA. You spray some nitrous, you should be mid high 11s with a good tire. Full weight car. Pat Turchin, 14.5 PSI going on 6 years now, going to throw the traps 80. With stock Pistons I sold you on eBay 4 years ago. You're amazing. Ray Gustafson, maybe you got answered, but I missed it. What's the biggest injectors I should run with all GT40 setup, heads included? I wouldn't run any more than 19s. 19s are good to 300 wheel. Easy. All the way through 6,000. Yes, David Crow, 93 Cobra was Hyper Pistons. Yeah, the drag radial is gonna be your determining factor, Mitch. The drag radial is going to be the one that hurts you. Unless you can hook and book at your car with that power level should be 150s, 140s, 60 foot. You should think about a slick if you're going to try to go that fast. I just brought Pro Max 175 head, 750 on sale. Carb, dual plane. 2 posts ago. I get you. 2 posts. Where are you at, Frank? God bless it. Make me go up there. I can't. There's a lot to look through, Frank. I'm sorry. You talking about the bumper? Hey, no problem. I'm actually getting ready to get off here in about 2 minutes. So anyways, make sure you guys hit that like. We got more likes than we got viewers. I like it. Yeah, I seen that. You said you, I seen that. You said you looked at one of the videos. I'll look through it here in a second. It's so far up. Oh, here it is. I'm not really hard to do bumper. I watched the video at TKO Resto. Watch their video and mine, and you probably, I'll figure it out. I was just nudging you a little bit. Anyways, all right, let me do some housekeeping. Want to send a shout out to Gearhead704. His channel's on fire. I want to send a shout out to Blue Oval Media. It's a great channel. Donnie B, he's here in chat. He works at Anderson Ford Motorsports, so if you got any questions, go hit him up. He's here. He also has a YouTube channel, so Donnie B at the YouTube channel. I want to get a shout out to Andrew Hanlon at Hanlon Motorsports. If you got any transmission stuff you want to do, Hanlon Motorsports is the way to go. They don't pay me to tell you that. You know, Brutal, Foxcast, I don't need to even talk about those guys. Those guys are on fire. You know that. They got great content. Demon Fox. What are the channels? Frank 3 Stangs has started his. The 417 Fox got a little niche going on. I like his content. My man G-Funk Express. I always enjoy jumping on his live streams on Friday nights. So I want you guys to check out those channels. There's many other Fox Bodies channels. I'm always trying to support I know it's super hard. I think it's YouTube. It's not us. But I do appreciate everybody for watching and the watch times. And if you get a chance to check out my membership, you get a chance to buy a t-shirt or whatever, I appreciate that too. Otherwise, I appreciate everyone just for watching my shit. So if you guys had a good time, we'll be looking for a new video this week. We are going to spray 200 shot of nitrous at that thing and try to split it down the middle. Not really, but maybe kind of. But I appreciate you guys. You guys in green. You guys are my channel members. I hope you guys, I hope to see you here this week. And I'll probably be streaming on Sunday again. So you guys have a good night. And I will see you soon. If you have any questions, just hit me up in either Instagram, Facebook. Go check those out. Or just comment on this live stream. Thank you for coming.